cold.
It is cold.
It's cold right now,
I know.
but also it's cold in this episode.
Yes.
Cold all around.
Too much cold.
Brr.
Yikes.
So cold. Hello, welcome to this week's episode of Jared and Out with Kaon. It's episode lucky number 13. I'm Jared, that's Anladium.
Hello.
And we are going to talk about the first bonus episode of season 1. It's called Winter Days.
Like right now.
Like right now. Well, maybe not right now when this goes up, but right now when we're recording it.
Oh,
Very
that's
much so.
true. Yes. It's very, very cold where Jared is right now.
I mean, I guess technically it might still be winter by the time this goes up, but probably not going to be this cold.
Not like dead of winter.
Not where it's like, oh, it's in the morning tomorrow. It's going to be like in the negatives for temperature. Which that's fun.
No. I mean, like, it's bad enough for me that it's going to be like in the 20s in the morning, but
It could be worse.
it could be -8.
Could be.
Ugh. Or we could be in Japan wearing schoolgirl outfits and not wearing any leg protection for some reason.
And just freezing our legs off.
I don't know why you would do that.
Sounds very bad.
Yeah.
So that is what we are dealing with today in this episode. Everyone's like, oh, it's cold. It's no fun. Yui at one point is upset because she can't play her guitar because it's too cold. So she decides to put on gloves and try to play guitar, and it goes about as well as you think it would.
Bad gloves.
Your bad gloves.
They're good gloves. Be nice to your gloves.
Like
It was really funny though.
she immediately does that, and then like she does something, and then goes back like, "I'm sorry, you're good gloves. You're good gloves." So she can't play. Ritsu's like spacing out, and everyone's like, why are you spacing out? And she's like, oh, that's nothing. Yui decides like, hey, why don't we have a hot pot party at my place this Sunday? And everyone's like, brother, we kind of got plans. She's like, oh. So everyone else has their own thing they're going to do, and Tsumugi's like, I got something to do. Oz is like, I can't go home or can't leave the house. Ritsu is like, I'm taking my brother to the movie, and Mio's like, I'm gonna go write lyrics because everyone else distracts me too much. And then Yui's just like, well, fine, I'll have a hot pot with Ui and Gita. I'll put a bib on him so he can eat.
That's so funny. Yeah, they tell her to take care of her guitar for now. And she's like, I'll just put a bib on him. It'll be fine.
I'm like, no.
Yeah.
They head home. Mugi just like leaves early. And they're like, oh, what if she's got a boyfriend? She'd be popular with the boys.
The boys.
The boys. Everyone else goes their separate way. Yui and Azusa are by themselves. Azusa's like, I gotta go buy some toys, bye. And Yui's like, oh, what if I come with you? And she's like, no, I can do this myself. You're fine, go, bye. Mio and Ritsu are off on their own, and Ritsu's spacing out again. And Mio's like, dude, what are you doing? Ritsu's like, that's nothing. Don't worry. So we get to Sunday. Ritsu goes and gets the mail and freezes to death, as you do in the winter.
Mm-hmm.
Azusa has a cat. Tries to get it to play with her, and she remembers back to earlier when June's like, will you please take care of my cat? Oh God, we gotta go somewhere. Oh no, it's only a kitten. Please. Azusa at first is like, I've never taken care of a cat before. She's like, oh no. But then Azusa eventually agrees. Tsumugi is now working a part-time job at a fast food restaurant.
Yeah, it's essentially like a McDonald's knockoff.
Max Burger.
Burger.
Mio's on a train. The last train home.
Oh no.
And then Yui's asleep. Yui's like yelling at her to get up, and Yui just like climbs more into her blankets. Just like, I'm gonna sleep more.
I mean, you blame her?
No.
Same.
Ritsu finds a sheet of paper at her home that she found in the mail at one point. She thinks it's a love letter.
A love letter, because it's talking about how they want her bangs to fall down her face.
So she takes her headband off and tries to see how that would look. She's just, this looks weird. And then her brother's like, "Hey, you ready to go?" She's like, "Oh God, yeah, I'm coming. I'm going. Oh God."
It's fine. Everything's fine.
We go back to Azusa, and she is very unsure of how to entertain this cat, but they begin to mimic each other. Where like she yawns and the cat yawns at the same time. She stretches, the cat stretches at the same time, and the cat just goes over and just plops onto her lap. And then Azusa is like, "You are now Azuneon number 2."
Which is really cute.
Mugi is still working her job. She's learning on the job. She is doing okay. She is very happy about this. Mio goes to the sea and like just sits on the seashore and it's like freezes to death while she tries to come up with new lyrics. And then Yui and Ui are trying to search for hot pot recipes, and Yui's coming up with like the strangest combinations.
Like marshmallow hot pot.
Chocolate curry hot pot.
Yeah.
Mio's like, "Oh God, I'm freezing to death, and this is bad. I should have gone to the hot pot party." Ritsu and her brother are walking back, and one of her brother's friends comes up and is like, "Hey, you want to hang out?" And he's like, "Who can I hang out, sis?" And she's like, "Yeah, go ahead. Get out of here. You're a kid." Mugi ends up starting to like falter at her job and makes a mistake, and then dumps a Coke on her coworker and like freaks out. Azusa sees the cat puke. She's like, "Oh God, is it dying? Oh no!"
Oh no!
While all this is happening, Yui's like, "I'm gonna go text everyone about these new recipes and see what they think." And like she sends a text to everyone, which you see them all get, and she's like, "This is weird. No one's replying back. Are they just? Why don't they think these are good?" And then like Azusa calls, and she's like, "Oh, it's Azusa," and she just yells into the phone.
Don't send text messages like that at this time.
Yeah, and Yui's just like, "Huh?" So Ui and Yui show up at Azusa's place, and they help her with the cat, and she's like. Like teacher, like, "Oh, it's normal. They puke up hairballs. It's fine."
They do that.
After that, they all meet up at the restaurant Mugi was working at. They're like, "Mugi got a job! Whoa! What's going on?" And they all kind of just like reconvene and talk about their day and how it all went. Mio's like, "Oh, by the way, Ritsu, did you get a chance to look over those lyrics I sent you?" And she's like, "What?" Like, "Yeah, the lyrics I left in your mailbox." And Ritsu's like, "That was you! Why would you do that?" He was like, "What are you talking about? Oh God." And then Ritsu declares that they'll never use those lyrics ever.
Yep.
Ever.
Ever.
We head back to school for the final scene, and everyone's like, "Oh, Mugi, your hands are warm." And just like, you just like holding them to her face and all this. And then like they're talking about how like Mio has cold hands. She's like, "Oh, I have cold hands." And Yui's like, "Oh, they say that people with cold hands have warm hearts." And then Mugi's like, oh no. And just like puts her hands on the window to make them cold.
Yep.
And then Yui's like, "Oh, it's fine, Mugi. You have warm hands and a warm heart." And he's like, "Oh."
It's like the nicest thing.
And that's pretty much how they end the episode.
Yep.
We got some trivia to talk about. The lyrics Mio wrote eventually became the lyrics for After School Tea Time song Fuyo no Hi, or Winter Days, which shares its name with the episode. It does not show up in the show at all, but it is a song they made. The episode marks the first time Ritsu is seen with her hair down and under normal circumstances.
Under normal circumstances.
And this is the first episode in which June is named in the anime. Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba.
Boop.
So that's it for this episode. We've gone through the winter days. No longer cold. That's a lie. We're always cold.
Always cold.
Always cold.
I am like an ice cube of a human.
In your non-negative degrees.
Yeah, but still.
Better than what's happening over here. But
hey.
If you'd like more from us, go to seasonallycheckup.com or scc.cool, where you can find past episodes of this podcast and other podcasts like Seasonal Checkup and Seasonal Checkup OVA. And you can find columns and reviews on the site as well. If you like more from Ann Ladium, go to annladium.com. She's got columns and reviews. And you can follow us on Twitter, twitter.com/animecheckup. So next time, we will be discussing the 14th episode and the final bonus episode, or the OVA of Season 1. It's called Lifehouse.
Not Lifehouse, like the terrible band.
We're not hanging on a moment here with you, but we're going to go perform at a live house. Thank you.
Yep, that was good. Bravo.